Hey guys, it's me, Ryan,
And it's Tom.
and we're going to talk about Clash of Champions. Not Clash of the Champions, because that's old and we don't care about it.
And not Night of Champions because that's like an old era. It's the Divas era.
Oh yeah, it used to be... Okay, because it's the exact same concept, right? Like all the titles being defended.
Yeah, the same concept where like every single title needs to be defended. Like in one night. But in this time, it's like all the Raw titles.
Because fuck Smackdown. They don't get this. I don't like that concept much.
What concept of every title being defended?
Well, because I'm like, every title should be defended on every pay-per-view. Am I crazy?
It is kind of like, what's the point of pay-per-views?
Yeah.
If like a champion... It's... The dark days of it where it would be like a number one contenders match, or sometimes just a regular match on a pay-per-view, and like the Intercontinental Champion or whoever would be on commentary.
Ugh. This is horrible.
Dark times.
Yeah, so I suppose like the tag championships haven't been defended on half the pay-per-views this year.
One fucking defended at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, that was a sad day. I really wanted the League of Nations to become tag team champions.
Like it would have made their breakup like a week and a half later all the more dramatic.
They didn't even break up. They kicked Wade Barrett out, and then they realized he's the one. I'm gonna beat you up, and then she got the shit kicked out of her.
But she didn't, because she's crazy. She didn't get beaten up quite enough. Bite Nia Jax's nose off. It's gonna be good.
That'd be cool. I'd be down with that.
Like it would have been fun if it was some kind of like no DQ. But they're pretty reluctant to do no DQ women's matches.
They're kind of building to it with Nikki Bella versus Carmella.
I saw that and I want that very much.
That'd be cool, because that's like the sort of feud where I feel like it'd be really good, because Carmella just keeps attacking her, and you can kind of do it like Nikki Bella's getting a chance to strike back, like with chairs and shit.
It could have a finish similar to, or have a match similar to Brock Lesnar versus Big Show, where it's just Brock Lesnar wailing on Big Show with a chair until Big Show punches Brock Lesnar in the face and knocks him out.
That'd be cool.
I would enjoy that kind of match with this. I think it should go 3 minutes. Alicia Fox just wails on her until just Nia Jax is like, okay, that's enough.
I'm gonna crush you now. Yeah, this is... I really liked... They did that really brutal thing where like Nia Jax was like grabbed her and was like slamming her against the barricades and like speared her. That was really cool. Like, you don't see that with the women much, and I feel like that's a cool thing about Nia Jax. Like, even if she's a little green in the ring still, she really brings a new dynamic to the women's division that we haven't seen in like a long time, I guess.
It's not wrong to want these women to be...
Oh, okay, yeah, the computer just did a little laggy crash thing for a second. It's fine, it's recording. Yeah. I'm not going to cut that out, that's staying in.
behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
We're live, pal.
This would be something we just live do this over Facebook, and then just download it. Yeah. It's cool. It's been pretty decent build up. Do you think this feud will continue after this match, or do you think it's like done?
I honestly can't see it carrying on past this. It's been fun while it's lasted, and honestly, I'm surprised that they even got like a pay-per-view out of it.
Yeah, it does feel kind of like something they would like not put. I feel this was something that would wrap up on Smackdown when in pre-brand split years, or like go down to a main event or something. But
I feel like it wasn't even intended to be like a feud. Like Alicia Fox's weird freak out accidentally hitting Nia Jax in the face for real was just so brilliant. They were like, "Fuck it, we're gonna carry us on."
Take it to Clash of Champions. But it's good. I like the fact that Alicia Fox is on a pay-per-view card. It's really lovely. Because does that happen often?
She hasn't done it since like 2012.
Aww. And like she's decent from what I've seen. I haven't seen much of Alicia Fox. I only started watching in December, and she has not been heavily featured. But what I have seen, she's like athletic and good.
You got the right answer.
Yeah, it was my antivirus being like, "Good job, I got rid of the viruses."
But yeah, Nia Jax wins the title of new best friend at Clash of Champions.
Yeah. Well, they become friends after this?
Yeah.
They like team up?
That's what we're fighting for.
Because she killed her old best friend. I did like that as like the instigator, because I felt like that was an instigator and it actually gave it a bit of, like a tiny bit of like emotional gravitas or like reason behind the feud is like, you beat up my friend who has never been established before and we'll never see again because it was just a jobber. But it was something. It was a thing.
You mentioned that. I feel like that could be the only way that they could carry this on afterwards, by like somehow they end up getting along as a result of it, and end up, because it would give Nia Jax some sort of like extra thing, 'cause she's just a very kind of calm ass kicker, but Alicia Fox is kind of batshit, and it would be a good thing to like bounce off of.
Nia Jax is good with a partner. She was good with Eva Marie in NXT. Like I think that was a good like she needs a sort of pair to, like, I guess, contrast her down to earth.
We need a new Lay Cool.
Yes. Are they cool, the ones who did Piggy James?
Yes.
We need one of those.
We need more.
We need more of that. But yeah, they can team up and go win the women's tag championships. It will never appear because there are like 6 women on each round.
Every division, we're gonna get every division belt back before we get the women's tag belts.
Which they just I know. Well, we've talked about this before. Let's just do a slight tangent and talk about the women's tag championship idea we had, where it's tag teams from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and it's kind of like a Cruiserweight Classic thing where they compete, probably on like Raw and SmackDown, I'd say, and they compete in like a tournament to win the women's tag belts and take them to their show.
I mean, they did that with the tag belts when they merged the Raw and SmackDown ones back in like early 2010, I believe. That from then on until they abandoned the brand split, whenever whoever the tag champs were appeared on both Raw and SmackDown.
And that'd be a good way to make Nia Jax and Alicia Fox like important, because Nia Jax is kind of being kept out of the title picture at the moment, even though she's the most dominant force in the women's division.
Like, Mick Foley should probably get on that and be like, hey, maybe you deserve a shot instead of fucking Bayley.
Who turned up. She pinned the women's champion.
And Nia Jax wouldn't if she got a match.
I feel like everyone's pinned the women's champion. Like, yeah, so, I think Nia Jax is winning this. Do you dissent?
I would agree. I would agree with your point.
Nia Jax, I feel like it might be, I don't think it will be a super short match. I feel like it might be a match where it actually kind of goes on for a little while and you might actually start to believe that Alicia Fox can win. Because they usually, like, pre-show matches usually aren't super short. They usually have a bit of time.
They usually go, like, probably between 8 and 12 minutes.
Yeah, which would be a decent sort of length for this. Yeah, so moving on to, yeah, it's like up from here. We're doing this from Wikipedia, and it, like, the pre-show match is at the top above Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins, and then everything else is below it.
Shout out to Wikipedia.
Yeah. We're sponsored by Wikipedia. It's true facts. So it's TJ Perkins versus the Brian Kendrick for the Cruiserweight Championship. That
the average Raw viewer has yet to see.
Yeah. This was... The Cruiserweight Classic was great. TJ Perkins, I didn't expect him to win, but he did, and I think he's a good champion in theory, but last week they introduced the Cruiserweights on Monday Night Raw, and TJ Perkins, the Cruiserweight champion, was not one of the people introduced.
Like, if you had to rate builds to pay-per-view matches, like, out of 10, this one would probably get, like, an NA.
Yeah, there was no... Brian Kendrick won a Fatal 4-Way, a really good Fatal 4-Way, for, like, number 1 contendership, because they realised, oh, if every championship has to be defended and we've just crowned a Cruiserweight champion, like, it needs to be defended.
It was just one of the weirdest decisions I've ever seen. I don't know... It's not even like there wasn't time for him to come out. I mean, Mick Foley blathered on for like 25 minutes about how important cruiserweights are.
I'm going to list the cruiserweights from my cards. My flashcards that I need to have to remember them. Because they're all interchangeable, flippy people.
Oh, God. I can't... There's no way in hell TJ Perkins should lose here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. TJ Perkins is walking away with that championship that... Brian Kendrick should be a Cruiserweight champion at some point. He's still great in the ring. But at this point, there's just no build, nothing. TJ Perkins would become the worst champion ever.
Like, legitimately worse than Finn Balor.
Well, Finn Balor at least had, like a couple of big matches to lead up to his championship.
Yeah, he earned the spot, and he immediately lost the title after winning it, but at least he, like, won it in a freaking... I was going to say decent match. It was an okay match.
It was fine.
It was good.
It's okay, yeah.
But that we've literally never seen TJ. Let's say Western Christians.
I don't know anything about
Christian's
Christians.
West title run, where he won it at Extreme Rules, and then won at Extreme Rules, and then lost it the very next SmackDown.
Oof. What about Kalisto's, where he won it from Alberto Del Rio on Monday Night Raw, and then lost it on SmackDown?
Okay, it'll be on the same level as TJ.
Yeah.
Perkins.
Like, he at least has the advantage of having gone through the entire Cruiserweight Classic, and that was a pretty cool tournament. People turned against him at the end because he beat a lot of fan favourites, which was kind of... I feel like that was a bad booking decision, putting him against, like, people the Full Sail crowd really like, and having him beat, was it Kota Ibushi?
Yeah.
In the semi-finals? Yeah.
So, do you reckon he's going to come out as a heel?
No, I don't think he'll come out as a heel. I don't think that heat will transfer over to the sort of regular Raw and SmackDown crowd.
Right, but someone will play the heel in the match.
Oh, Brian Kendrick, definitely. Brian Kendrick was playing heel in the Fatal 4-Way. He was kind of rolling out the ring and being like, you guys have fun. So, yeah. Yeah, I feel like this feud could have legs, because Brian Kendrick is probably, of the Cruiserweights, if they're not using Neville, he's the most established. It's like a mainstream audience.
He's certainly the most experienced and probably most like charismatic, and like has been in WWE before, knows their style and what kind of shit that they do.
Like, they could feud for a while. Brian Kendrick could win the title at some point, but it's just not going to be here.
Perkins is winning now, and it's building to broken Brian Kendrick.
I want broken everything. Yeah, I think it'll be a good match though. I feel like the Cruiserweights can put on really good matches. I think they'll win the crowd over. I felt that the crowd won't give a shit because they haven't seen TJ Perkins before. They've seen Brian Kendrick in one match where he basically healed it up and hid for most of it. So
it's a guy that doesn't deserve it versus a guy we've never seen.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Speaking of guys that don't deserve it versus guys we never see,
Cesaro versus Sheamus in the best of 7 series finale. The series is tied 3-3.
Not including those previous 2 matches in a row that Cesaro won.
It's tied 5-3. And alright, I'm gonna be fair. I shit on this best of 7 series when it started. I was like, it's a dumb idea. I don't want to see it. It's been pretty great. I've had a good time.
It hasn't been any. I think everyone can agree it hasn't been any worse than what people thought it could have been.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Like, every match has been at least slightly different. Like, every match has had, like, a slightly different finish.
And they have good, like, hard-hitting styles that mesh really well together. So, I don't mind watching them wrestle.
I still maintain that each match should have been a different type of match.
Oh, yeah, they should have had so many goddamn...
They should have had, like, a submission match, and they should have had a no DQ match.
This would be a perfect... maybe not ladder match. This would be a great cage match, actually. Like, 2 people who really dislike each other, have wrestled repeatedly, and need, like, a finisher, like a finishing match.
Yeah, because cage match is where you can do like technical wrestling to win, win by pin and submission, but you can also win by just being fucking brutal and also cowardly.
Yeah, which is a great sort of Sheamus versus Cesaro finale, because that's sort of been they're very brutal and very technical with each other. But I've enjoyed it. The feud as a whole. I didn't like how Cesaro's first win was at a house show.
I think it's literally because they fucked up the scheduling.
Yeah, they didn't really realise.
And they were like, oh god, if we're going to finish this at Clash of Champions. Because they've still been fighting on house shows.
Yeah.
And Cesaro's been winning those, but they haven't been counting.
They were just like, this doesn't count. Don't like go on Twitter and say that Cesaro won the thing. Best of 7 series. Best of 7 was too much. I feel like this would have been better best of 5.
It's on the list.
Yeah.
It's on the list of Jericho. Mick Foley putting him in a fucking best of 7 series.
He should have. Like, I know it was supposed to be him being a heel and being all like saying things that aren't really a problem, but it would have been pretty great if he was just listing like, why has Nia Jax not got a title shot yet? Why is this a best of 7 series?
Why do you keep giving Braun Strowman shitty opponents?
I'll fight Braun Strowman. That would have been good. But yeah.
So who you got?
The thing is, they haven't said whether this is a world title shot or a universal title shot.
They've literally just been saying title shot.
Yeah, so it could be that, it could be a championship shot, or Mick Foley could come out and be like, you're both getting a tag team title shot.
I have seen people talking about that.
Yeah.
So I think some people, I think that's a terrible idea.
Oh, it's awful.
I think that would be a complete spit on the last fucking 2 months of watching these two fight non-stop.
Yeah. But if this is a Universal title shot, I think Cesaro wins and him and Kevin Owens feud. I think they use this as their opportunity to push Cesaro into the main event just for a little while. Give him like a 1 month to Hell in the Cell. Is that the next pay-per-view?
Might be the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a nice match because Kevin Owens and Cesaro have pretty good chemistry. And it'd be good. Or if it's a United States title shot, tying into a prediction I'm going to make later on, I think it's Sheamus. Oh, I suppose it's just the next match along. I think Sheamus wins because they're going to need a heel to challenge for the United States Championship.
Oh God, I guess that predicts your prediction.
Yeah, that's I'm laying the cards on the table now.
Yeah, I'm kind of honestly this might be the hardest to predict on the card, for me at least, because on one level everyone's like Cesaro. You have to be like, why wouldn't Cesaro win this? But you kind of say that every single time Cesaro's in a pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
Like basically since he's like existed, people have never wanted him to lose. But if he does win, doesn't it make Sheamus just look like the worst thing ever? To lose 4 matches in a row
to an increasingly injured Cesaro.
He keeps getting more and more beaten, unless it gets revealed that like Sheamus has actually like broken every bone in his body, but he hasn't been bandaging it up because he's not a fucking pussy.
I want Cesaro to come out and Sheamus is like, he's really injured, I'm gonna beat him, and Cesaro like rips all the tape off and he's like, finally I'm at full strength. No one can stop me now.
Finally all of those bandages and tape has been like, it has been subtly healing me for a year now.
And he just moves faster because he's not being weighed down by all the tape. Crushes Sheamus in like 5 minutes.
He drops from like 240 pounds to 220.
Yeah.
God. I honestly think Sheamus will take it.
You think Sheamus is going to take it?
Yeah.
And go on to challenge for a title?
Yeah, I reckon like secret asshole Mick Foley will be like, I didn't say what title it was, Sheamus, and fucking give him a match for like the cruiserweight title, but then say he has to drop like 60 pounds to do it.
I'd really love to see Sheamus like still doing his like really hard hitting style, but like
at like 190 pounds.
Yeah. There's also there was one other opportunity. Cesaro loses here, says, fuck this, I'm going to Smackdown.
Yes, I saw that. I would be okay with that.
That would be... I'd love to get Cesaro on Smackdown. He'd be a perfect sort of... He could feud with Baron Corbin, or he could feud with AJ Styles.
But doesn't that make Cesaro look like a Dolph Ziggler levels of like whiny sore loser?
Yeah, alright, maybe he gets sent to SmackDown. I'm not booking this. I can just see this somehow leading to him ending up on SmackDown.
You could do it with Cesaro maybe winning and Mick Foley being like, oh shit, yeah, I forgot. What title you want to fight for? And then he's like, I want to fight for the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, he does it as like a... That'd be pretty cool, actually. Or like, I've been negotiating with Daniel Bryan and he's giving me an Intercontinental title shot.
Because he hates Miz and he loves me.
Yeah, which would be a great...
But he didn't fucking draft me.
They drafted everyone before Cesaro. I'm pretty sure he drafted like...
He was like one of the last... He was on the show. He was on the actual draft, so he wasn't that too bad, but I think he was like the last person.
Yeah, he was after Baron Corbin then. Ooh.
He was after Alberto Del Rio, I think.
Alberto Del Rio was a good prospect at the time. Oh, that's not true. Yeah, I can agree with that. I can think Sheamus might pull it here just to make him look strong after 3 losses in a row. Anything else to say on that before we move on to the real main event? Let's be fair here. Rusev versus Roman Reigns.
Like, this is the one, like, it's going to be so great, people are just going to be like, I'm done.
I don't need to watch.
I've had my fill of Clash of Champions. I've seen all of the champions clash that I need to see.
Roman Reigns is, as always, the real champ. Yeah. The build-up to this has been mediocre, I want to say.
It's just kind of been them taking turns beating each other up after matches. And also Rusev being on his honeymoon.
Rusev went on his honeymoon for a while. Roman Reigns spoiled his wedding celebration.
I would have preferred a feud just being like like Catch Me If You Can style, Rusev and Lana trying to enjoy their honeymoon, but Roman Reigns just keeps chasing after them, trying to beat up Rusev.
That would be great, like backstage vignettes or something. Because they could film those on like a day.
Fucking, I've seen the Shining Stars in front of like green screen like beaches. Rusev and Lana can do the same.
Yeah, film that all in a day before they go off on their honeymoon and just air them in the Raws. Then we wouldn't have Roman Reigns to main event shows.
Yeah, like you can get Roman Reigns to fucking Long Beach for one day or whatever.
That'd been pretty great. Yeah, this, and then Roman Reigns was kind of in the Universal. I keep calling it the world title, the Universal title picture for a while.
Because the Universal title is a stupid name.
I don't know why you're saying that. I think it's great because Raw is the better show, so it's the Universal title. Obviously,
doesn't it sound like a title that's like the fans?
Yeah,
because it's like the WWE universe.
So they just like it's like a fan title where they vote for their favorite person and that person gets the title.
Yep.
That would be it. I think isn't that why they kind of called it that one? They're like, because it's the title for you guys.
Probably. I feel like Mick Foley embodies a lot of like the worst aspects of wrestling fans.
Yeah, so this build, I keep going back to the build. There was no build. Rusev came out, ruined Roman Reigns' shot at the championship by interfering in his actually really good match with Kevin Owens. Not the cage match, the good one.
Yeah.
Which went on for a really long time. Seth Rollins came out and beat up Kevin Owens for a bit, which was cool. And then, just as you think, oh, Roman Reigns is going to get into this triple threat, Rusev comes out and saves everyone, being the true face of the WWE.
Which brings us to what I think is probably the most predictable result.
Oh, Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho.
No.
Okay.
Who's going to win this?
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Well, there's no way Roman Reigns is winning the US title.
Yeah, I feel like I've overstepped my bounds now. Kind of like thinking about it. Roman Reigns is going back to the Universal title picture at some point soon.
But there's no way he's looking anything other than $1 million fucking bucks over Rusev. So Lana probably steals like Maurice's hairspray and sprays him in the face, gets Rusev disqualified, but then Roman Reigns beats the shit out of Rusev.
Yeah, they just can't end another United States title match with, but we couldn't have a match. Like, we're sorry, we tried.
They did it again. The same two people.
I hated that at SummerSlam. Like, that was the absolute worst part of this feud for me. And this feud has been pretty bad, but
well, I think they'll have an actual match this time.
Oh, but like he'll cheat at the end.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, I can see that. Like Rusev retains by skin of his teeth. Yeah. And then I don't know. What I want is they have a long match, Rusev locks the Accolade in and makes Roman tap the fuck out. Taps him out. Rusev gets that rub.
And they're like, look, anything can happen on these Raw exclusive pay-per-views.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a genuine swerve that no one would expect. Because everyone's thinking Roman Reigns is going to come out of this looking strong one way or the other.
That I would enjoy that. It ain't happening.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, I can agree with Rusev. I'm going to take back what I said previously about Sheamus versus Roman Reigns for the United States Championship. Because I feel like that would be a great feud we haven't seen before.
I wonder what kind of matches they would have, Sheamus and Roman Reigns.
Really good ones. Really good ones. I did like the one where it was just 20 minutes of Roman Reigns like touring Sheamus around the crowd, beating the shit out of him. That was pretty great.
Like, it's not like that feud marked like one of the worst periods in like modern WWE or anything.
No, it was great. That's when I started watching. I want you to be aware and remember the fact that I kept watching mostly for Kevin Owens, because it was Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose.
You joined when Sheamus was champion?
Yes.
So you were like, oh, who's this Sheamus guy? He must be really good.
No, I was like, who's this Sheamus guy? He's a fucking dick. I think Sheamus is really good at gathering heat. I'm gonna be fair to him. Like, as someone, like, I literally started watching and was like, oh, this guy's a fucking asshole. He needs to get off my screen. Yeah, alright. That's a match I don't care about. Rusev versus Roman Reigns, whatever. A match that I feel like will be really good, even though it's had, once again, basically no build-up. Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho.
I'm getting really close to turning on Sami Zayn.
Ooh.
In NXT, he was like my favourite thing ever. like he was like one of a few like genuinely like nice people like on the roster, and since he's come up to the main roster, he's just become what every other WWE babyface is. Just someone that runs out and attacks the person that they're feuding with, like, every single time. Yeah. Like, it was fine when it was Kevin Owens, because they're blood rivals and that. Yeah. But now it's clear he's just doing it with every single person he feuds with.
So it works for Kevin Owens. I'll do it with everyone.
And, yeah, Chris Jericho is honestly, like, right now, probably doing some of the best shit he's ever done. Like, he's so fucking entertaining.
Yeah, every week he comes out, and it's always a highlight of Raw. I can't think of a Raw where Chris Jericho wasn't the highlight.
So, it might not be what I think will happen, but what I want to happen is I want Jericho to take this.
Do you want Jericho to win?
Again, a match with, like, no build-up, I feel like should not have, like, the underdog winning first.
Yeah, this should be, like, the start of a longer feud.
You can drag this out for another pay-per-view.
Easily. My problem with this match is it was basically used as an extension of the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens feud.
Yes.
They basically had Sami Zayn beat Kevin Owens in one of the best matches of the year, especially WWE matches.
Like, easily Sami Zayn's probably biggest highlight, even like more so maybe than winning the NXT title. Like, just one of the best moments in his WWE career so far. Finishing off
what was basically, like, a year-long feud, because Kevin Owens was beaten for the championship. He never got his revenge. That was a perfect feud and perfect build-up, and they should have split these guys up. This should have been, after Sami Zayn beats Kevin Owens, he goes to Smackdown, or Kevin Owens goes to Smackdown, and they're separated for a while.
They fucking wrestled like they knew they were never going to wrestle again for years.
It was brilliant, and then Sami Zayn did basically nothing after that. Kevin Owens went and won the Universal Championship, and Sami Zayn
faced the Dudleys with Neville.
Oh yeah, that's what happened at SummerSlam. Yeah. That was a long, long night.
That was like 11 matches.
Yeah, and my problem with this is Sami Zayn didn't get, like, Kevin Owens has grown away from the Sami Zayn feud. Sami Zayn is still feuding with Kevin Owens because he's like, well, Kevin Owens got all this great stuff and I'm stuck here.
Sami Zayn is an overly attached, like, ex.
It really is. And yeah, Chris Jericho, as Kevin Owens' best friend in the entire world, like, took umbrage with that, and it's just not a... Sami Zayn didn't get to grow. I wanted to see him doing something new. I wanted him to see him go somewhere he hadn't been before. I feel like he should have challenged Rusev.
Seriously, Chris Jericho has a role of new boyfriend being like, you need to just chill out and let it go, bro.
You need to get away. You need to... Yeah. Like, once again, their stuff on the mic together, they're... Like, the Talk is... What is it called? It's not Talk is Jericho. The highlight reel. The highlight reel was really good, where Jericho hit him in the face with the phone. But just... Once again, yeah, a nothing build. And it's not like SmackDown. They had time. They've had 6 weeks from SummerSlam to build these matches. I know they had a bit of a problem with Finn Balor, like, losing the championship the night after, which caused some disruption, but at the same time...
It's not like Raw's not used to last-minute rewrites.
Yeah, it's like, if you go by what all insiders say, they rewrite every show at the last minute, no matter what. So, I feel like they could have worked around this, but instead, everything feels short and second place.
So yeah, I think Jericho takes this one and they keep this feud going from one pay-per-view.
Do you think he takes it clean or Healy?
Well, the great thing about Sami Zayn on NXT was that you could buy him losing clean to anyone if he was, like, you could believe that he could have a bad day or he was focused on something else because he's like a human being. But when he's on the main roster, it's like, why would he ever lose clean unless he's being buried?
He's a babyface. He's supposed to win.
I would honestly like him to lose clean, not because I think, like, he should be lower down on the card or anything, but I think they just need to build up some underdog momentum for Sami.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Sami Zayn loses clean and then can have his comeback against Chris Jericho.
And also, Chris Jericho needs to win a match now and again.
I feel like they should just do, on the main roster, they should just do what they did with him in NXT, where he lost, like, a bunch of matches and was at like his absolute like worst point, and then he came back and like
Yeah, he like beat every person that beat him one by one. He fucking lost to Titus O'Neil clean.
That's horrifying. And I know everyone's like, well, they shouldn't redo NXT things on the main roster, but at the same time, it happened a couple of years ago. 2, they've got nothing else for Sami Zayn to do, and you need to establish that same level of attachment and like story to Sami Zayn that you can't really do if he's just guy who turned up because he doesn't like Kevin Owens.
Pretty much, that's the only reason he turned up, was to attack Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble, and then he just stuck around.
Yeah, he really should have come out like after. He should have been an after WrestleMania guy. Like his stuff before WrestleMania was just the. Yeah, I think it'll be a good match. I think these are 2 really good wrestlers who will put on a really good match, but storyline is just not there for it. Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley for the WWE Raw Women's Championship.
I want fucking Charlotte to win this, putting Sasha and Bayley both in a figure 8.
Get a double figure 8.
Until they both pass out, and Charlotte's like, I'm done with both of these.
They have been, like... First it was Becky Lynch, and that was good. Then it was Sasha Banks, and that was less good. And then it was Natalya for a while, and that was bad. And now it's Sasha Banks and Bayley, and it's the fucking pits.
Like, they are so determined to keep going with this 4 horsewoman feminist revolution story, and it isn't working.
The thing that made SmackDown's women's division, once again, I feel like you can't talk about Raw without saying how great SmackDown is in comparison.
Yeah.
What made it work is there was none of the, we're the women's division, we're, like, whatever. It didn't matter, because on SmackDown's women's division, it was just, we are wrestlers, and we want the championship.
You know, you don't have Shane McMahon coming out to talk for 10 minutes about how important, like, women are and, like, how great the fucking fabulous Moolah is.
Fucking... Oh, that was... Yeah, so to go into the nitty-gritty of this feud, because it's not been... Alright, so Charlotte is the women's champion, with Dana Brooke as her assistant, which is exactly what they're doing in TNA, I want to point out. TNA was doing it first. They have... she's the head of the Knockouts division, not the... She is the champion now, but... And she has an assistant who's, like, beleaguered and put upon. But Dana Brooke is an unlikable, awful human being, whereas Ali in TNA is a lovable ray of sunshine that you want to overcome, like, people being mean to her.
Like, Charlotte being mean to Dana is just kind of funny.
Yeah, like, I know, like, people kind of seem to be getting behind Dana when she slapped Charlotte. Like, when Charlotte slapped her and everyone was like, ooh, that's bad.
And they just... It's Raw in a fucking nutshell, where they have a half decent idea for a story, and they just repeat it over and over again. So it looks like Dana's going to turn on Charlotte. Oh, actually they were just working together, and they've done that like 6 times. Yeah,
because they were doing that, like when they were trying to convince, back when I think it was before the brand split, when they were like, hey Dana, you should totally not work with Charlotte anymore. We should be friends. And she was like, I'm going to be friends with. No, I'm not. Boom. Yeah, and that is the... But I also don't want to play down the fact that Sasha Banks and Bayley are both out of place pawns in this feud. It feels like... Like,
they just, like how they are with the Shield, and they can't let go of their fucking Shield obsession. Now they can't let go of the fucking 4 horsewomen.
They really can't. Sasha Banks turns up, gets a title shot straight away, loses the title clean as a whistle, might I add. And then goes away, comes back after all... In fairness, this one was because of injury, but still comes back after all... Like, after a new feud is being set up between Charlotte and Bayley, where there's actually some, like, heat and tension between it. Sasha Banks comes back and says, thanks for keeping my seat warm, Bayley. I'm gonna have my match now. And Bayley, of course, just turned up, pinned Charlotte, and...
Now, like less than a month after debuting,
is in a women's title match, which is, she's already, once again, the problem with bringing people up from NXT, she's already reached her peak in NXT. She was an NXT Women's Champion, and now she's straight into the main title picture, so there's no underdog build-up, there's no reason for us to care if Bayley wins, because we like Bayley. Bayley was great on NXT, but in this, like, storyline, there is no reason that we care. other than we like Bayley.
How can anyone? It's another case of WWE telling and not showing. Michael Cole can talk about how Bayley's like one of the biggest like underdogs and most popular people ever, but she just turns up and pins Charlotte and now's in a title match. She doesn't feel like a fucking underdog.
She really doesn't. Like, she didn't even get pinned in the triple threat with her and Dana Brooke and Sasha Banks. I want to talk about that actually. If Sasha Banks and Bayley pin each other, then Dana Brooke wins.
Yeah, because they're both fucking out.
They're both done. They were both pinned. Dana Brooke wins. Like, she didn't pin anyone, but she was also not pinned. As far as I'm concerned, Dana Brooke should pin this match. Which I hate to say, because I don't want to see that.
I think that would be, at least it would be a better story. Like, this will be a better match, but that Charlotte vs. Dana Brooke would have been a better story.
Yeah, I feel like Dana Brooke could, apparently, alright, so this is once again going off, like, dirt sheets and stuff, but the rumor is they want Dana Brooke as the female Roman Reigns.
Yes, I saw that.
Because she's muscly and Vince McMahon wants to fuck her. She's the next face of the women's division.
But, like, can you imagine, like, if the build was like Charlotte versus Dana, and like for a Raw or two, it was like, Dana, you're just gonna lie down for me, aren't you? And Dana's like, yep. And then at one point, Mick Foley comes up and he's like, you could fucking like have a match. Imagine what it'd be like if he actually fucking won.
Yeah, like
you'd be on all those WrestleMania posters that Charlotte's on,
and she can kind of be like, oh,
yeah.
I kind of don't want to be like Charlotte's like Patsy anymore. I want to be my own woman.
So the story going in is like, is Dana gonna lie down for her, or is she gonna actually like go against her and make a match out of it?
There was a great New Japan G1 Climax match where it was two people in Bullet Club having a match, and one of them is like in a position to win, and the other one isn't at all, and he lies down, and you're like, oh, he's just gonna let him win, and then he like kicks out at two, and he beats him. Like, just to fuck him over, because he's like, well, I'm not going to lose a match for you. That would have been a perfect moment to turn Dana Brooke, if not face tweener, like, have her kind of be like, I'm not going to lie down for you, I have dreams.
A fucking heel can do a good thing and still be a heel.
Yeah, not on Raw. On Raw.
It's so infuriating. Like, it might just be a criticism of wrestling in general, or at least WWE, but, like, a good guy has to do everything like right. They can't have like a moment of weakness. They can't have like, oh, sorry, that was a shitty thing, sorry. And a bad guy can't have like an exception that makes him do a good thing. And it's infuriating.
I feel like SmackDown's moving towards that a little bit with like Dean Ambrose putting down John Cena and stuff. Like, he's a bit closer to being like, he was in my way, I'm gonna put him down.
Yeah, I mean, where I was more going is that like babyfaces on the main roster, at least I think Sami Zayn did this, but babyfaces can't have like moments of like fuck up.
Oh yeah, they can't like make a mistake.
Yeah,
they can't. Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's just the problem is you can say all day long. You can go, well, wrestling's about faces and heels, and faces have to win in the end, and heels have to be bad guys who have no redeeming quality, so everyone boos them.
Thanks, Jim Cornette.
But it's not. It's part wrestling. It's also a television show in the 21st century against Game of Thrones and The Wire. That's what wrestling is going against. Wrestling isn't going against, oh, you can go over to the next state and watch the wrestling over there if you don't like this wrestling.
Or you can go outside and play fucking, like, skee-ball.
Yeah. Wrestling is up against, oh, I'm just going to watch a different show. I'm going to watch something else. I'm going to load up HBO Go or Netflix. And in this day and age, it's just not enough for, I'm the good guy because I'm American, and I'm the bad guy because I'm Russian. But that's how they're still doing it.
This match might frustrate me more, or at least the build to this match might frustrate me more than any other match, including Rusev and Roman Reigns.
Oh yeah, this has been awful. There was the terrible promo where Sasha Banks came out and made it look like she was going to retire.
Oh.
When we were trying to do a weekly show, we recorded a bit about that, but I want to rehash our points that this was awful.
It was like I'm not those like jaded kind of bitter types that are like, you gotta have respect for what came before you. But holy shit, like just to come out and be like, oh, every journey has an end, and sometimes you push too hard and things have got to stop, and then she's like, just kidding.
Yeah, like, people are like, oh yeah, but she could have been building to being like, and the journey that's ending is Charlotte's title reign. But that's not how a human being would do that.
We mentioned it before. We were like, if Dana hadn't come out, how would she have ended that promo?
Yeah, like...
She would have just been like, and it's Charlotte that's going down, not me.
Wouldn't be good. And she also... Is that the promo where she called Dana Brooke Miss Piggy?
Yes.
Because it's okay, because Dana Brooke's a bad guy, for Sasha Banks, the face, to call her fat. That's fine, because she's a bad guy. Also, Sasha Banks is just not a good face. I know everyone cheers her, but fuck off, she's not a good face. I refuse to accept it. She's just bad at it.
Sometimes you just got to say fuck the fans and go with what's a better story.
Well, if you think about it, what's going to make people boo her more? If she comes out and is like, hey fans, I fucking hate you.
I'm going to stamp on Bayley's face until she dies.
I'm going to get Bayley, put my Money in the Bank briefcase under her and curb stomp her until her neck breaks.
I'm going to open the Money in the Bank briefcase, put her head in it, and then close it, and then carry Bayley's head around. And
I will cash that in as my championship match. Yeah, she's just... She doesn't have the... There's something about Sasha Banks. She's really likable as a human being, but she's probably written too blandly.
Her gimmick is that she's the boss, and she's like knows she's better than everyone, and is in charge, and is like super cool. But then she just comes out and has these bland as fuck promos.
If she was doing arrogant like promos, but still being a good guy, in that she doesn't do bad things, but is like still being arrogant and she can be rude to people, that would work, because that's a complex character.
Oh god, I don't want to turn this into NXT is better of a show.
Do it.
But goddamn, like the heel champions were strong on NXT, and when Sasha was a heel champion on NXT, she was still winning matches clean.
Yeah.
And it was great because like she would beat Bayley clean, and then it's like, oh, Bayley's not ready yet. She's got to fucking train. You know, like in most movies and TV shows, where a good guy tries to win and then they don't to start with because they need to get better.
Well, this thing you could easily play up like Bayley has been beating NXT opponents for a while, but she comes up to the main roster. Charlotte and Sasha Banks have been like going against main roster people for a year, and are therefore way better and way more ready, so they steamroll over Bayley, and Bayley has to go fight Nia Jax or Alicia Fox or whoever. Not Nia Jax, that would kill her momentum. Alicia Paige. She can go fight Paige, because what else are they going to do with Paige?
Because Paige isn't gone yet.
Because apparently she's staying.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Yeah, she's still here. Use her for something. Use Paige. She might still be injured. I don't know.
Paige can come out as a heel and be like, some say I started the Divas Revolution.
But she still calls it the Divas Revolution, not the Women's Evolution.
Holy shit, we've come full circle, and now Paige is one being like, it was actually better in the old days.
That'd be brilliant.
When she was initially fighting against those people.
Well, that's the thing, you could do like a rise and fall story where she like came up and she was all like, I'm gonna change the women's division, and now she's like, it was better back then when I was the best. Now you guys are all here. That'd be good. That'd be a way better storyline than... They're the Four Horsewomen. Do you remember that really good Fatal 4-Way they had?
Can't wait till WrestleMania when they somehow have a Fatal 4-Way, even though Becky's on SmackDown.
I hope it's... if Becky wins, the whole women's division goes to SmackDown. So they get good rating.
I would fucking love to see that. Mick Foley's fucking face. He's like, no, I believe in women so much.
So that's good. It's good. You should prop up Stephanie McMahon some more. The girl with the shy smile. Yeah.
White knight ass Mick Foley.
That's the problem with Mick Foley, is he doesn't come across as like apparently in real life, once again, he's a guy who really does care about this sort of stuff. But how his character is written in the show comes across as he's just being like, I really like getting cheered, so I'm gonna say that the women's division is great.
He's half that and half like weird overprotective dad. Whereas like Shane and Daniel Bryan just kind of let them do it because they fucking respect him on the same level.
Well, that's the thing. They had a contract signing, and at no point was he like, "Oh, well, it's special because it's a women's contract signing. We don't get those." He was just like, "It's a contract signing. Don't fight each other." Like every contract signing, I don't want you to fight.
They don't need to do the whole like, "Hey, remember bra and panties matches? Remember how that was the worst thing ever?"
Yeah, and it's like, 'cause we know it's the worst thing ever. Make better stuff. You don't need to shit on the past to make the future look good. You just have to make the future look good.
Just be good.
Yeah.
I think I spent a long time on that.
Yeah.
It's okay because I haven't got much to say about the new one.
I do. Double pin was dumb. Just finish wrapping this up. There's no storyline. Sasha Banks once again just is treated as both the face of the women's division and also a completely interchangeable part to get cheers and.
Oh, yeah, very quick aside. Why don't they have anything for Sasha Banks to do if she's not fighting for a title? She comes up, fights for a title for 2 months, then goes away for 2 months.
Because she's undefeated on the main roster. Still, maybe.
Sasha?
No, she got beat, right?
Yeah,
she got beat by Charlotte, yeah.
She got beat like 20 times in a row before that tag team match where she was like, "Who's my partner gonna be?"
Oh, yeah. Yeah, alright. Yeah, but they were planning that up for a long time. Where they were like, she's undefeated on the main roster, and it's like, because she hasn't fucking wrestled in like a year.
Like she did, when she was PCB, she never got beat?
She was Team Bad, yeah, apparently. Bad, yeah, like she hadn't been pinned, and that was her like reason for having a title shot before WrestleMania. She was like, I haven't been pinned or submitted. Becky Lynch has. And I'm like, well, Becky Lynch still deserves the title more because she's been doing better things. She was in a storyline. Alright. I'm still bitter. Because
it's okay, Becky's champion and Sasha isn't.
She is champion. And I want Sasha Banks to be champion. She's a great wrestler, but I don't want it like this.
And Becky's going to go on and have a great feud with Alexa Bliss.
Oh, it's going to be so good. I'm really excited. Just a really quick aside. Just the contract signing last week for the match, I was like, yes, she's going to be great. I want them to feud until like Survivor Series, which is only like the next pay-per-view, so that's perfectly possible. Yeah. Match will be great because they're all good wrestlers. Sasha Banks will probably die 1,000 times.
She'll like land on her neck.
She'll do like I don't know. Like somehow Charlotte doing a moonsault will break Sasha's neck. Like onto Bayley. Sasha will be on the other side of the ring. Somehow she will die.
Like Bayley will do a belly to Bayley to Charlotte, and somehow that'll make Sasha land on her neck.
She'll say, "Oh God, my neck! I need to go away again." But I'll get a title shot when I come back because I'm Sasha Banks. Who do you think is gonna win?
Fucking Charlotte.
Charlotte keeps the. Yeah, the storyline they're building
Charlotte
up.
Hopefully pins Bayley.
Pins Bayley to give us some goddamn momentum. Yeah, I feel like Charlotte to continue her feud with Dana Brooke, and then you can also have Sasha Banks be like, well, I want my one-on-one match, and yeah, keep going that way. That's what another. I just keep on saying how good SmackDown is. All right, so Dean Ambrose gets his rematch, and they're like, well, you're doing a triple threat with John Cena as well. And then they're like, but you're also going to get your one-on-one rematch because you get both. Like, you get a one-on-one rematch, and then the other match is like the big marquee match. Like Sasha Banks, they were just like, you gotta go against Bayley to earn your rematch. Dumb, stupid, lame. Charlotte wins. New Day versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the Club.
I'll let you talk first this time.
All right. So basically, this is. I disagree with you. The women's feud is the worst feud because this has been fucking atrocious. Week in, week out. The New Day, the most entertaining part of Monday Night Raw, are stuck in these awful promos with the Club all day. Retirement people, the ones where they were doctors, all unfunny and crap.
And then last week, where like everybody was coming out one by one, and like. Based on that segment, would you even guess like who was feuding with who really? Like it was Sami Zayn and Jericho, and then Shining Stars and Enzo and Cass, who don't have a match at Clash of Champions.
Who really should. Should we, if they announce that match like tomorrow, should we just do a quick prediction? I think Enzo and Cass will.
Yeah, sure. The title of like whoever wins like a bunch of timeshares to beautiful Puerto Rico.
Whoever wins gets to not be in the fucking tag team title picture because the Club are here. Putting on the worst. They were so good. They were so good with AJ Styles.
And like which is why they need to win this. They need the fucking titles. They need to have some kind of thing which is like, yeah, actually we're the best. Remember, that was our thing.
Yeah, the New Day are incredibly stale. Like at this point, they don't need the titles anymore. They are the face of the tag team division. Nothing will change that. They can go on and do other stuff. I really want one of them to challenge for a title like single and have the other two as their like backup.
That should be the next thing they do.
Yeah.
I think they like the New Day should have, like the New Day have been around for like over 2 years now. I think.
Really?
But yeah, like they haven't been this kind of iteration of them. But they started off as kind of like happy clappy.
Oh, the gospel singers.
Yeah. But I think one of them should have been a world champ by now.
Yeah, easily. We talked
either Big E or Kofi.
We talked about that. One of them should have been the Money in the Bank and won the title off Roman Reigns. That'd be a great feud.
That would have
really
been
funny.
Instead of Sheamus.
Yeah.
Like they literally should have been set in. Like Kofi should have been the world champion for 3 weeks instead of Sheamus.
That'd have been great. That'd have been a good time.
Instead, they've just been champs for a year, and then they were also champs for like 4 months.
400 days. It's coming up on. It's gonna be 400 days. The day before today, it's 400 days, I think. So, or it's the day after the pay-per-view. So I don't know if they want to, because like Demolition has the longest title reign, and I feel like they might want to go for that, like to give them they're the longest reigning tag team champions ever.
But do they even feel like they've been like super dominant champs for 400 plus days?
No, because they barely ever defend their titles on pay-per-views. None of their matches have been notable since like them versus Y2AJ. They either win by disqualification or by cheating, even though they're the good guys apparently. And they've basically done nothing.
Like CM Punk's feud is fucking. CM Punk's title reign has been fucking Bruno Sammartino compared to New Day.
I don't know anything about that title reign actually.
His 434 days.
Yeah, was it not good?
He was defending every month. Like he was defending every single pay-per-view. But he was just like never in a main event or nothing.
Oh, that sucks.
It was actually like, if you take out that fact, it was a pretty good one because he was like he feuded with like 10 different people.
That's pretty cool.
He had like WWE Championship matches against 10 different people. But yeah, the club need to win, and then New Day needs just to leave the tag team title picture for a long, long time.
Yeah, the club need to win, and they need to stop doing silly. Quotation marks funny segments
because they need to be dangerous and scary and then also funny.
Yeah, like that's it should be like scary first, like AJ Styles on Smackdown. Like he's a great wrestler first and funny, like good promo second. Like what's most important is the fact that he can beat anyone on Smackdown. Like Gallows and Anderson should be that. They should go up against everyone and crush them because they're supposed to be the super dominant tag team. And they don't have to do it clean. I'm not asking for that. In fact, it'd be better if they're like kicking the shit out of people before matches and just like whipping out chairs and all that sort of stuff. Like make them a force. Yeah.
Oh god, like I say, I don't have much to fucking say about this one except like New Day just need to go for a bit. I honestly, after they lose this, I wouldn't mind them just taking a fucking pay-per-view cycle off.
Yeah. Like
just work the house shows and just not be on TV for a little bit.
They'll never. Like I can agree with that, and New Day need a little time to
like freshen up.
Yeah, but I feel like they know the New Day money, and they'll never let them not be money. They're not
as long as the breakfast cereal exists.
Yeah,
they're gonna be taking up half an hour of screen time per Raw.
Yeah, and I don't want them to break up. I just want like less of them for a while. Put them in like a feud with. Put them in a fun little feud with Enzo and Cass. Give Enzo and Cass something important to do, but not big enough, and it's the title picture. Whatever, yeah. This match probably won't be great. I feel like all the tag matches, like the tag championship matches, haven't been great.
It just doesn't feel like there's ever much focus on the actual wrestling. Like, and when there is, like the matches end up being done in like less than 8 minutes.
Oh, like the Wyatts. Oh, and the Raw villains, yeah.
Both. Fucking New Day on a fucking pay-per-view beating Vaudevillains for the title in like 5 minutes.
Which sucked, because I feel like they were building up the Vaudevillains really well before that.
I don't know what happened about that, why they fucking got the rug pulled out from under them.
Was that when Simon Gotch got in a like fight with Sin Cara and pissed everyone off?
It wasn't until a couple of weeks after that, I think.
I know. I can imagine he'd been pissing off people before that, though.
Maybe. I mean, but a lot of people predicted that would happen. They were like, "Oh, it's only a matter of time until Vaudevillains tumble down the card."
But they could have been. They could have been a, like, not hugely dominant tag team champions, but they could have had some good stuff. They could have had some good feuds.
They have like an Ascension level of nosedive.
Like,
I don't even know who would win in a match between the Ascension and Vaudevillains now.
I'm shocked that hasn't happened on SmackDown yet. It's a good thing they're both heels, because they gotta stick together. Yeah, I'm pretty much... Yeah, the club need to win. I feel like New Day are gonna win, though. My prediction is New Day retain till, like, WrestleMania. Just keep retaining by not defending their titles in good matches, but by disqualifications and luck. That's how I think it's gonna happen. Finally, Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship.
I think this is gonna have a lot of shenanigans.
They're gonna have a lot of you think? Are you thinking Triple H runs out level shenanigans, or like?
I saw someone say it online. I was like, and I agree that it's so obvious that Triple H is gonna interfere. He might as well just start the match in the ring.
Like just staring at them both.
Just like wandering around, stepping out of their way until he's like, okay,
I need to interfere now.
Here I go.
Yeah, this feels like a foregone conclusion, unfortunately, because the obvious thing they're setting up for is Seth Rollins versus Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's for the title, I will die. And I feel like they're setting up Kevin Owens for hopefully a long title run. I think they're setting up to be like a strong, once again, corporate champion.
It's not a great start for his first pay-per-view match, because Kevin Owens feels a bit like an afterthought in the match where he's the champion. It's like, what's Triple H gonna do, and what's Seth Rollins gonna do when he sees Triple H?
Yeah, which is sad, because Kevin Owens is my second favorite wrestler in WWE at the moment. It's like,
yeah, it's I think most people can expect it. Like, either Kevin Owens wins. He's probably going to win when Seth gets like either pedigreed or attacked in some way, and he gets a cheap pin out of it. Maybe helps him out a little bit. Maybe he hits like a pop-up powerbomb from that and then pins him. That's what I prefer than like a roll-up or some shit.
Yeah. The build-up to this has been fine, I guess. Well, this is the one I don't have anything to say about, because I can't think of anything that's happened in the build-up.
Again, it's feud is like the match where it doesn't feel like it's been much about Kevin Owens. Like, Kevin Owens has been feuding more of Roman Reigns than he has Seth Rollins. Yeah,
they main evented 2 Raws in a row where we need to talk about this. Kevin Owens, the Universal Champion, was beaten by United States Champion contender Roman Reigns.
Not even United States Champion.
Yeah.
Technically, like, theoretically below the level of the United States Champion.
Yeah. And Roman Reigns beat him in a cage match. And I know what people are saying. Oh, but like they were both nearly out of the cage at the same time. It doesn't matter. That's the week before he defends his championship.
It's not like oh, Kevin Owens is protected because he almost won.
Yeah.
That's how you protect Roman Reigns, because he could have almost won.
Kevin Owens is the one who should have escaped first, and Roman Reigns is like on the top of the cage, like, oh, I nearly did it.
Like, Roman Reigns could be like valiant but stupid, climb out of the cage not realizing that a door's open, and then Kevin Owens is all opportunistic and just slips out. And I feel like both guys look pretty decent coming off of that.
And instead, Roman Reigns has to win, because basically no title matters as much as the guy we really want to be the face of the WWE.
If it's a non-title match and the heel's the champion, you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah, Seth Rollins, it's better than his Finn Balor feud. That was awful. But yeah, just not much to it, really.
Well, it hasn't consisted of Seth Rollins like running around like asking where the prize fighter is.
And then a guy runs the ring and he's like, "Is this the prize fighter?" I'm genuinely trying to think of what's happened in this feud. Roman Reigns tried to get into the match and didn't.
Yep, and Mick Foley is like, do you know anything, Steph? And Steph's like, no, maybe, no.
Yeah, once again, not about the wrestlers.
Yep.
It's about the authority figures. It's about Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon and the distrust between them. And is she working with Triple H? And it should be about Seth Rollins is turning face. Seth Rollins has realized that he's been betrayed by the authority and is turning good and is gonna like win the championship back.
I'm not even necessarily opposed to using the authority in stories, but use them to build up the people that it could be used for.
Yeah.
You don't need it for the main event. You don't need it for the women. Like, Shane and Daniel Bryan are like mostly hovering around the Intercontinental title feud.
Yeah, they don't really come out.
They don't, yeah, and even then it's only for like a 5 minutes or less of SmackDown.
Yeah, they'll do like a. Well, I like it when they do like contract signings or they do like here are the belts. Like they have stuff to present or like tell the wrestlers about. This isn't that. This is like the storylines are centered around the betrayal and stuff in the authority.
And you can save Shane and Daniel Bryan's opinions for fucking talking smack.
Which is great. Raw, I feel like Raw needs a talking smack.
Like, why wouldn't it fucking just get rid of a Fair Down, replace it with one of those recap shows, pretend like it's a different show?
They do. They still really need to do something Raw because 3 hours is just too much. It's well too much for like the amount of stuff they have. Is it Titus O'Neil and Darren Young still feuding?
Shit, yeah, that's not happening in this one either.
Maybe that will get announced. I think Darren Young wins and it finally ends. And
Like,
Darren Young is great again.
Like, seriously, that's getting like 20 minutes of Raw, and it doesn't get a slot on the pay-per-view card.
Yeah. Yeah, once again, there's so much Raw, and so much of it isn't used to build up to pay-per-views. So much of it is used for...
Clear filler.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind lower card guys getting feuds. I think that's important to build them up and make them seem, like, strong. But at the same time, I would rather have had an extra segment on Raw where we have a Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens contract signing or something. But we didn't.
Just be like, hey, remember these are the two having the match.
These are the two who are going to have the match. These are the two that are the important ones. Here is where Seth Rollins is as a character, having sort of grown and trying to be different. And here's Kevin Owens as a character who is resting on his laurels as a heel champion.
Like, he still doesn't like you, but you should like him, and here's why. Like, that would be great for Seth.
Yeah.
Because he's still supposed to, like, hate the fans.
Yeah, like, he can slowly grow to not hate the fans. That's, like, that can come over time. But we're just not getting that at all. We just get really long, really bad club segments. And Mick Foley, who is... I'm sorry, Mick. I feel like we're really shitting on you on this channel because we did Holy Foley, and now this. But, oh god, he's a bad GM.
He's... God, the worst. Both in, like I guess, totally from storyline point of view, of course. But holy shit, he makes some bad decisions.
And it's just, like, his terrible stumbling over everything he's got to say, botching every terrible promo.
Every promo going on 5 minutes too long, 10 minutes too long.
Like, the only reason he should have come out on Raw last week was to introduce the Cruiserweights. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Because William Regal could do that shit and he wouldn't make that fucking gold.
Yeah, didn't he? That's when he introduced Shinsuke Nakamura. Like, he came out and was like, here's your opponent.
I feel like Mick Foley is trying to be William Regal, but just failing so hard.
Yeah, he's supposed to be, like, a bit impartial. Like, he doesn't like the heels, but he doesn't, like, mistreat them. Like, he's still like, well, you're getting a shot or whatever, but...
Yeah, if, like, Sami Zayn on NXT came out and was like, I want to beat the shit out of Kevin Owens, William Regal would be like, well, you can't.
You gotta earn a title shot.
Kevin Owens is a cunt, but you can't do that.
You need to like, yeah, win some matches. Beat Baron Corbin in a number one contendership match. I don't know why it's always Baron Corbin.
Because at the moment he's the most, like, slightly upper mid-card, like, placeholder guy.
He really is.
Anyone can be like, you're gonna... Literally anyone could feud with Baron Corbin next, and I'd be like, alright.
Fine. Well, that's good. He's a great hand. Yeah. Kevin Owens wins.
Kevin Owens wins, not clean, and, you know, fish got to swim, bird got to fly. Raw main event's got to be
dirty.
Dirty finish.
We reignite the... We have a champion who is a great wrestler and should be putting on great matches, but is instead putting on half-assed shitty matches where the end is the Authority comes out and helps them.
All Raw heel champs are chicken shit. That's on the dry erase board backstage of every Raw.
Even fucking Rusev, if anyone's gonna be a dominant badass, it should be Rusev. But he's just running away and getting beaten up.
Like he was doing that with Titus O'Neil.
That would. I feel like I'd accept the Roman Reigns thing more if he hadn't also been running away from Titus O'Neil. And I'm just like, I don't want this for Rusev. He's great. Yeah. I feel like, once again, wrestling wise, this will be a decent pay per view.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be like looking at it all. Like Cesaro vs Sheamus is gonna be real good. TJ Perkins as Brian Kendrick obviously will be really good. I think Sami Zayn versus Y2J could, like, it'll probably be really good. It might be disappointing because a lot of Jericho feuds that we'd think would be amazing, like the one with AJ Styles, have had matches that are like only okay.
Yeah. I feel like Sami Zayn and Chris Jericho have been working together a lot in like other matches for like the past few months. So I feel like they will have developed a good rapport and might be able to pull a really good match out of this.
Everything else, like Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins, I'm just gonna watch knowing that we're just waiting to get to the end of the match. Shenanigans.
Like, yeah, they could put on a half-hour clinic if who was it at SummerSlam? What's his face runs out and hits Seth Rollins with a chair. It ain't gonna matter.
Oh, Jon Stewart?
Yeah, if Jon Stewart runs out at the end and ruins the match, it ain't gonna matter if it was a great match.
What I want for most pay-per-views is just, it fucking surprised me. That's Backlash did that. I genuinely didn't think Styles would win.
Yeah, Styles, I didn't expect him to win. Yeah, I feel like we were both like, Ambrose is gonna retain. And then Styles took it, and it was a brilliant sort of moment and a great twist. We might come back on Monday or whatever and be like, it was great.
I would love for it to be great.
But given Raw's booking and writing and everything.
But I'm also going to be like, even if it is great, feel like they'll fuck it up somehow on Raw.
Raw's going to suck. Yeah. There was high hopes. After we've discussed it, after this pay-per-view, we're going to do like a brand split analysis, right? We're going to sort of look at how they've been handling each show, basically sucking SmackDown's dick, the general consensus.
Basically the same, like, as what we've been talking about before, but now we don't have to apologise for going off on a tangent, because this is a subject.
And that's pretty much everything I've got to say about this. I'm not going to stay up for this one. Usually, if it's a pay-per-view I'm looking forward to, I'll stay up for it. Probably won't stay up for this. It's not. It doesn't seem like it's going to be worth it. With that said, like, comment, subscribe. Come back. We will do more wrestling stuff.
Try and enjoy Clash for Champions.
Yeah.
Despite what we say, because, wrestling's supposed to be fun.
Like, have a good time. Leave your predictions down in the comments below. Say, do you think that Roman Reigns is gonna beat up Rusev? That's not likely, you crazy guy, you.
He's the big dog.
He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's the guy. And with that, we end our show.
The show.